Hello everyone and welcome back to the Refresh Step where you recover yourself for the main step. I'm your host for today, tomorrow and the foreseeable future, Theodore. And I'm with a host battler in the UK and admin of the Battlespace English Wiki, Ayumu Seiki.
Hello.
Hello, how are you doing today, Ayumu?
I have become addicted to anime again.
Nice. Oh yes, you are not a working adult now, so you can.
I'm still not a working adult. I'm a NEET.
Exactly. Oh yeah, before we begin, I wanted to make a public apology to Spartan Trigger because like last episode we used his question and then I forgot to mention his name. I apologize. I have made several continuous lapses in judgment.
What?
And yeah, you remember last episode we have that question, right? About whether we are living in Japan.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was asked by someone in the comments. His username is Spartan Trigger, and then like I forgot to mention his username, even though we have used his question for content.
Okay.
Yeah, we are a shameful adults. We are not working adults, but we are shameful adults now. My God.
Okay.
Yeah, we have and yeah. Interestingly enough, after one question, the plot gets finally open, and we get another question, which we will address later. Have you done your homework?
Yes, I have done my homework.
Nice. Actually, did I do my homework? Because like today, I finally I finally got my photo that is compliant to the US visa.
Mm-hmm.
I paid a professional photography studio for that.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it has a branch of the same photo studio that I usually use in Duisburg. So a little bit pricey, but like the alternative is to go to all the way to Cologne and then use their photo booth for half the price. So it's kind of like, okay, so do I wanted to spend twice as much money, or do I want to spend twice as much time? So I chose time over money, and I still ended up losing a lot of time because I almost committed a crime earlier. Yes. I told you the story before the recording, but yeah, it's basically like the card game store that I frequent to. It's called White Rabbit. Shout out to them because they are really awesome. And if you are near Aachen, their Battlespace Saga community is more active there. Unfortunately, in Essen, we are still taking a break because we have way too many train breakdowns, and most of the people who play in Essen doesn't live in Essen. So the point is, in White Rabbit, if you frequent there, if you wanted to buy their snacks and drinks, which I usually partake because they have like this coffee machine and their coffee selection is actually really good. So yeah, I bought in advance their punch cards that has 15 euro inside. So the system is simple. There's this card with 15 euro in it, and then every time you spend something, then you just you buy something, you just bring it to the cashier, and then they will punch the cards because you already paid everything in advance anyway. So the problem was, I went to the store, I bought some packs, and then after I bought the packs, I wanted to cool down since it's really cold outside. I just took one cup of cappuccino, my favorite selection when I go there. I partake in it, I drank everything, and then okay, so now I've got my packs, I've drank my coffee, it's time to go home. Then I said goodbye to the people in the store, and I went back to the main station. So if you realize something, there is one step that is missing from this equation. Yes, so as I entered the main station, I realized I haven't reported that I have taken one of their cappuccino, and then I just went home. So yeah, thank goodness I haven't went too far, and then I figured, okay, so while I will still go to their store, it's probably not going to be anytime soon, since unfortunately our Pale Spirit Saga community is having a break. Elsan is like 2 cities away from me, so yeah, I guess like the fastest I will go there again is probably going to be in January. So yeah, better not take my chances. If I forget again, then even if they're okay with losing 1 cup of cappuccino worth of money, it's like, yeah, it doesn't sit right.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So yeah, guys, pay your tax, pay your coffees. My goodness. But I remember asking in the poll one time. Let's see what people has to say, because like at one time I tried to make a poll and then ask people like, should your card game store install a coffee machine in their store? Like, what do you think?
I mean, yeah, for sure they should do that.
But you don't really partake in coffee, right?
Well, I mean, coffee machine. Well, they say it's a coffee machine, but like a lot of times it's not just coffee, isn't it?
Oh yeah, they still have like hot chocolate, hot warm milk, probably just hot water so that you can make tea with it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
True. And turns out our listeners also agree with you, because out of the measly small sample size of 18 people who subscribe to us, so thank you guys. We hope that in our future polls you guys will contribute as well. No, just kidding. But yeah, out of the 18 people, 83% says, of course, more card shops should have coffee or hot beverage dispensers. So it turns out I already covered everything, including the hot chocolates and the hot tea. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, nice. I guess in Europe it really made sense, especially since it's easily going to be, it really switch on and off. The weather just switches on and off really quickly. Like even when it is cold outside, sometimes there are some period of time where the air is just so humid that it's kind of insulates the cold in a weird way. So it's like your body is still used to the air being really cold, and then suddenly there's no wind. So it is a few degrees warmer, but it's like enough to kind of like fucks you up, kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like in England, like the weather's generally cold anyway, even in summer. So, yeah.
My God, I want that. It's not.
I don't want that.
Yeah. It's because like we always want something that we can't have, right? Like because in Indonesia it's constantly summer. So for us it's the other way around. So it's like even when it is, well, not really. Actually, like when it is raining, then it's like extremely cold. Because like the moment the sun is out, then it's like, at the moment the rain falls, like when it is just cloudy, then it's still quite hot, because suddenly like there's no wind. Yeah, and then like I think I read or heard somewhere that actually when it is cloudy, so when the sun is not out, actually like the UV rays are actually much stronger. But it is just not visible, right? Oh yeah, that might be it. My goodness. Oh yeah, actually speaking of topics. Yeah, there are 2 things that we might be able to talk about today, since we just started with my confession of almost committing a crime in Germany. So one is we finally have some new stuff in BSS. So have you seen like the world championship promos?
There's one of them, isn't it?
There's 4 of them.
Oh right. Okay,
Yes.
now I get what you mean now. Because I was thinking about the Big Bang Energy.
Oh no, the Big Bang Energy is like I think, is it the same with the Japanese version? Because like I had the deja vu that I feel like I have seen it before.
I didn't mention it, maybe.
Yeah, let's see. Bandai Card Games Fest.
I mean, you just type in Big Bang Energy, it'll pop up.
Oh yeah, actually, yeah. Yeah, why didn't I think of that? But yeah, I already pressed the Bandai Card Games.
Oh yeah, it is the same. It is the same art.
Yeah, it's the same. It's the same art. Just one is Japanese, one is English. Ooh. And I wanted the Japanese one.
Yeah, I actually want the Japanese one more.
Yeah. And then the Digimon. Actually, like I was looking at like what the other games are getting, right? And then like the Digimon one. Yeah, I mean I'm a little bit biased because Imperial Dramon is one of my favorites, but like it looks really sick. I mean like it just looks really sick in general.
Okay.
Yeah, and then like they have refilled one for Genbu, one for Giganorex, one for Dream Bomb, and one for Reanimate. Yeah.
Yeah. They look good.
Yeah. They look very impressive. Like, and I am happy that Genbu got the credit that he deserves for carrying the whole Fabled Beast on his back. I know, right?
No, he's not even carrying the whole Fabled Beast. He's carrying the whole
yellow
color on his back.
Exactly. Like because
if you think about it, like Luster can't really work without him as well.
Yeah.
Because they need to have the pressure that like, oh, the opponent's going to have a Genbu.
Oh yeah. Because like he might have a Genbu, he might not. And then like because Genbu exists, then Flagellum made more sense because okay, now you have a deck that cannot win against you.
Exactly.
My goodness. Yeah, it is like it is the small things that matters, isn't it? My goodness. Yeah. Thank you, Genbu. Finally, because like he was kind of fucked because he is not related to the sanctuaries, and then he didn't get an SPR, and then now he got Pro Tour Pro version, he got the World Championship version.
Oh, thank God it's not related to the sanctuary.
Oh yeah, and thank God. given how really currently it's really hard to put it in a soft way. It's really hard to utilize the Topaz Sanctuary at the moment. So yeah, thank goodness he is not related to that.
Well, but like to be fair, if the sanctuary is there for him to activate the unblockable effect, I would actually be fine with that. It's like it makes it a condition.
But yeah, in exchange, he will be able to change. He will, if you can, then like put all your field into unblockable. Although yeah, why would you want to bring 4 Topaz Sanctuary for that? But still,
I mean no. That's what I mean. Like, they could have made it that like the sanctuary is the condition to apply unblockable, which would certainly like make the deck a bit more balanced. Because like right now it's I mean it's alright, but still pretty hard to deal with it. So
yeah. It's like if your situation is either 50-50 or already pretty much tilted a little bit to the Fabled Beast player, and it's going to be like tilted really hard, but it's like you can kind of handle it if the match is like kind of tilted to your side, so it's like still kind of fine.
Yeah.
As usual with Fabled Beast. But I don't know, like, I don't know if it's just a perception or if it has always been the case. But like, I think like with after Genbo's release, although like 80%, like 90% of the deck doesn't change. It's like people have suddenly have more confidence in yellow all of a sudden. Like, I mean, like people in general. Like there are people who are like Michael or me who we were probably, or Long Dao, who are probably stuck and will choose yellow either way. But yeah, it's like with the general public like having more confidence, it suddenly feel like, okay, so I throw 4 cards. It doesn't feel like a bad hand. Like this a hand that like previously I was like, god damn, this is like I can't do anything with this, and then suddenly now the same 4 cards, I can do something with this. Probably like that is like because like we now know like, okay, like previously it kind of like our main goal is to have like a resource race. So like without Paradise, it's kind of like, okay, so without Paradise, we cannot start the resource race, we cannot win the resource race, or it will be really hard to win the resource race. But now, because of Genbu, we can either just do the old stuff, have like lots of Paradise, win the resource race, just kill your opponent when they are out of resource, or you can hope for that one Genbu, and then you just chip in your opponent one by one everything, giving them the time limit, and then once they are out of Ice Shield, then you can just hit them.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then if your small spirits are being removed, then you just draw a second Genbu, and then now, as long as you're not facing against Flagellum, then then it will be really hard for your opponent to kind of remove both Genbu.
Yeah.
Except if you're Amami and you magically have 2 deadly balance in your hand. Fuck you, Bobby.
But no, that's the thing as well, because Fable Beasts in general, they're very easy to spread the board wide. So like most of the time, even deadly balance isn't going to be useful.
True.
The most realistic method is still call fetch, but that's really hard to utilize if you're not playing purple.
Yeah. Even with purple, yeah, I think it's also I mean, like with purple, it's always 50-50, right? Again, if you have like at least 5 cards in your hand, then playing purple, you can feel really safe. But like once your opponent can kind of build their field before you can constantly have like 5 cards in your hand, and it's a little bit, it's not that you're guaranteed to lose, but that's going to be really scary to end your turn with a Court F, even with a Court F in hand.
Yeah, and then they also have Spiral Tower, so there's that.
Yeah.
I mean, I heard that not a lot of people uses it, but I think it's a really good card. Like, I put 1 copy in my deck for Insurance, and like it works pretty well. So, yeah.
It works for us. My goodness. It is like, my goodness, I felt really dirty saying that, like, like during the our like anniversary live stream, right? Kind of had like there's one other YouTuber, their name is Reticula, they're a card game VTuber who asked me like, okay, so I wanted to make a Kamen Rider or Gundam deck in the upcoming sets, like what do you suggest me to make? And then like okay, so he wants day 1 Witch from Mercury, which is okay. I think you can just do it. It's going to be fine. And then like the other thing that they kind of wanted to try out is like what they were asking was like, can you like make a black hole, like the Evolved Black Hole deck centered around the Evolved Black Hole, like you know the white purple one.
Yeah, Evil Black Hole. Yeah.
That's like the problem is like I don't think there are enough cards that has like the name Evolve, right?
It kind of has. but they're not usable. That's the problem.
Oh yeah, they are not. I mean, like they are not synergistic to each other, right? I think.
No. They're all like consistently purple and white. It's just that they're subpar in terms of effects.
Yeah, true. So you know what I came out with the conclusion with?
What?
Just take out all the villains which uses white. So like Providence, Legend Gundam, Apple Black Hole, and then you make like the villain good stuff deck. My goodness.
I guess.
Yeah, I guess. But like that is probably the moment they unsubscribe from the channel, because like when I mentioned good stuff, they were like, oh, it's another good stuff deck. It's like, oh. But yeah, then I kind of like contemplated about the term good stuff, right? Like right now, if we wanted to make a deck that is like a little bit out of theme, we just okay. So what is like the smallest common denominator? Okay, the color is all of the cards they don't match thematically with each other, but they are all green. So let's call it the green good stuff. They don't thematically match with each other, but they are all Aikatsu stuff. Let's call it the Aikatsu good stuff. It feels like it has the word good in it, but it feels like at the moment it feels like really dirty to name your deck like this good stuff.
This is good stuff.
Yeah. Isn't it? Like
I think the term came from Japanese, isn't it? I think it's only the Japanese who's calling good stuff.
Yeah.
Like usually we just call it something control.
Oh yeah. It's pretty much equivalent to us calling like any deck control. It's like we don't know like what is the general strategy. It's just a bunch of cards that works together. So for us it's control. For them it's like the good stuff.
Yeah, good stuff.
Good stuff. Yeah, I think like it's because like at Indian like most of this deck ended up being kind of like a mid range, right? So like okay, so it is not their focus, but there are ways for a deck to kind of like attack aggressively and win early, and then it is tough enough to kind of like stretch us to like kind of like the later stage of the game. But like if it is going against like pure control decks, like maybe like Ogre Wizard or Castle Golem, then maybe it's going to be tilted a little bit if it reaches the late game. But yeah, I think at that point we just we don't know like how, like I haven't tested this deck yet, but I kind of know like the thematically like they kind of work with each other, so I'm going to call it good stuff for now. I don't know why, but it kind of feels like that.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Yeah. And then it's just okay. So what do we call it? Yep, good stuff.
Good stuff.
Good stuff.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, I mean like even like that's after that I argued, right? Like if they wanted to make a Witch from Mercury deck, like at this point, are you making an aerial deck or are you making an academy good stuff deck?
Bruh.
Because like thematically it kind of diverges, right? Like before like season 2 happened, so spoiler alert if you haven't watched Witch from Mercury, but before season 2 happened, like all of the aerial cards like focus on Suleta being the pilot, right?
Yeah.
And then we got season 2, and then which is included in the new collaboration booster, and then we have Ariel as well. That is more catered to that were meant to be piloted by Eric. So yeah. At that point, if you even though you can still pilot it with Suleta, but in this team, like Suleta was supposed to ride Caliburn instead of Ariel. So in that case, are you building, like, if you put in the Ariel that is like related to Eric and Ariel that is related to Suleta, are you making an Ariel deck or are you making the Academy Good Stuff deck?
They're both the same picture.
I know, right?
But no, you know, like, actually you can make 4 different decks from just the school family.
Yeah.
So you can make the Suleta deck. You can make a Elite deck. So these two are the obvious.
Yep.
You can make the Guel deck, the best boy deck.
Yes. Pop.
And then technically you can also make the Alan Nolea deck.
Oh.
So you can actually make 4 decks out of this.
And the last one, if only it happens in the movie. Imagine sympathizing to terrorists, right?
Bruh.
I think it's like the conundrum that that was being asked by people like when the episode aired. Like, okay, so yeah, it is sad that these two like shows chemistry with each other and then like it didn't happen. But do you remember like who they are? What just happened like 15 minutes ago? My goodness.
I mean, it's the thing of, I mean, like, the anime never ask you to forgive them. Like, I think it's one thing where, like, people always overlooked, but you can see that, like, like this kind of stories even happen in a lot of popular Western media, such as Kung Fu Panda, for example. Like, a lot of times, like, the villains, the antagonists, like, they aren't doing bad things. The show never disregard that, but they also making them sympathetic. So, like, you can relate to them, but it doesn't mean the show is going to forgive them. But, like, somehow, like, just because the show or like the other characters is so showing a little bit of sympathy to the characters, and then, like, there'll be a lot of people, no, this is wrong, they are terrorists. It's like, you can still sympathize with a terrorist, but you don't have to agree with what they're doing. It's the same case here. Really, like, the show never forgave them. They literally died.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
and it's the same case with like the example I mentioned, Kung Fu Panda. Like, in Kung Fu Panda, you had like 2 of the major antagonists in like 2 movies. The first movies, you have the white leopard thing. I can't remember his name.
I also forgot his name. Although
Yeah,
he was like supposed to be the legendary.
No. So, like, the whole point was that he was raised to believe that he would be the Dragon Warrior by Shifu, the Red Panda. But, like, because of that, he slowly become obsessed with power. And that led him to become the villain. But you can still sympathize with him, because, like, you would feel bad that, like, he became this way because Shifu had taught him the wrong way of, like, practicing Kung Fu, of living the life. But again, he's still not leaving unpunished. Like, he literally got locked in the dungeon for like 20 years, I think. And then, like, also at the end, he got beat by Po. So, you know, you got that. And then, like, in the later movies, there was also this peacock that that's like obsessed with like his own fate. And so, like, he's doing his best to stop himself from dying, but the more he does that, the more he's fulfilling his own prophecy. And, like, again, like, you can kind of sympathize with him because, like, it's one of those things where like the things you do leads to your own demise, and that's exactly what happened to him. But again, the show didn't forgive him because, spoiler alert, he literally died from a sunken ship. So
People die in children movies.
I mean, arguably, you can say like DreamWorks movies aren't even exactly supposed to be for children. Like, oh my god, like this leads to another thing where like somehow like a lot of people also thinks that if it's an animation, it's supposed to be for children. But we already have a lot of examples, like anime aside. You know, you got Family Guy, you got The Simpsons, you know, things like that. And like there's this other one like about a horseman, like a man with a horse head. Bojack. Yeah. They are obviously not for children, but they're still animation. But somehow I don't know why a lot of people would relate animation to being for kids. They're not. Like, okay, DreamWorks, obviously as a kid, you can still enjoy it. I enjoy Kung Fu Panda a lot. I really want to hug Paul. I want to rub his belly. But they also include things where you only understand as an adult. And like that's what made them so good. But yeah. Yeah. So TLDR, just because they are villain doesn't mean you can't sympathize with them. And it's the same with Noria and
Ellen.
Who's the other girl called? No, not just Ellen.
Oh my god. Where's she? Sophie. Yeah.
Sophie, yeah. I really like Sophie. She was so cute too.
Okay. Okay. that is a little bit okay. So if you take out the crazy part, then yes, I can agree with you. I don't know. Yeah, as you have said, yeah, she is a little bit too extreme for my
I mean,
for my taste in person.
Character doesn't mean you want them to be in real life. It's like
no.
Yeah, exactly, bro.
Yeah. I like that is also like why like most villains, like most good villains, actually people like are more interested in them like than the main character. Like the other example will probably be Dio. From JoJo.
JoJo. Yeah. I haven't watched JoJo, but I can kind of understand.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, it's a really long journey. I think I'm still stuck in like the beginning of season 3. Cause like season 1 it just flew by. Season 2 it kind of flew by, and then season 3 is like excruciatingly long, like literally. I think like most of the episodes in JoJo is actually like covered in season 3. So it's like, yeah, they are like even like the fans themselves like, okay, so at this point, if you have watched JoJo like chronologically, and then you reach part 3, the Shotaro's part, it's probably if you continue further than that, it's kind of like a Stockholm syndrome at that point. Because I think like even part 1 it doesn't even reach like 10 episode. Part 2 is around 12-13 episodes, so your usual one anime season. And then I think like the end of season part 3 was like episode 50 or something. And then part 4 and 5 was like I think 12 to 24. So it's like, oh. There is a creative balance here. No wonder people love Jotaro so much. It's they're basically captured by him. My god. Yeah, Jotaro is still like a plain if you just want to say which is the coolest, I think it's still Jotaro. My goodness.
I still can't believe they're supposed to be just high schoolers.
Yes. Yeah, that's always like the question of like suspension, like the suspension of disbelief, right? Like there's another, like if you know like the other show like Bucky the Grappler.
Oh yeah, I heard about Bucky. Yeah. I really don't like the art style.
Oh yeah, it's kind of like something of a I mean like it's kind of really unique if you want to put it in a good way. But yeah, it's like you can't watch Baki with a running mind. Like if you are thinking, you should stop watching. You can't you can't watch Baki if you are thinking something.
Okay.
It's a show that so I just wanted to see two big men punching each other, then I'll watch Baki. But to be fair, also like it doesn't have like the action scene isn't actually that long, because like they are actually fighting to kill each other, right? Like in the martial art where they actually want to kill each other. Like, of course, the goal will be to kill your opponent as fast as possible. Why would you want your opponent to survive and possibly hurt you? You'll want them to be on the ground and not standing anymore. Yeah, so that is why the battle can be short. It's like the build up, the tension, and like pluck, and then they just slap their opponent once, and then like their opponent is just dead.
What?
Yes. It is that kind of like, it can sound anticlimactic. That is why like you shouldn't think, because like the build up, like the tension being built up, it's like in other action anime, then they will do like the build up tension with like the actual punching, right? But in Baki, it's like they built the tension of the battle from before the battle itself. Give you the backstory of the fighters. Like even if it's just someone who will lose in one hit, I'll just give them, okay, so this is why I'm so proud of my ability. And then he got into the ring. He faced someone who is like more confident than him, and then he got one-shotted, and then like, yeah, it is a cathartic experience. But of course, since Baki was like written like long time ago, right? It is a little bit cathartic to see like they just destroyed like the whole kung fu world in one season. I think like there's one season that is basically just focus on like them going to China, join this martial art tournament that has like multiple like Chinese martial artists, like who are really proud in their craft, and then like, they are just people who are good at fighting, but they don't know anything about martial arts. There's no way they can win against us. And then they got one-shotted, like almost every single one of them. Like even the strongest guy, like he technically won because he is the only one who survives. Like he's like the oldest guy, right? Like he's like the Shaolin master. Like he is the one who like surpassed human, and then he actually surpassed human because he like when he got attacked, he actually died, and then he went back. He went back to life after that. So and then he counts that as his victory, because like his kung fu was able to trick his opponent into thinking that he is dead, and he went back to life.
What?
Yes. That is why you can't watch Baki while you are thinking. And then like even like one of the protagonists in Baki, everyone is a neutral. Like everyone just wanted to beat up each other and be called the strongest. So it's like there's no good or evil. It's like the purest. They are just fighting. So yeah, so I think like one of the protagonists, so one of the people who the story we follow, they are like, turns out they are like they have taken like one of the, because like the Chinese martial artists, they have like this kind of like, okay, so you are king of this, like you are king of the seas, you are king of the earth, you are king of the mountain or something.
Okay.
So it turns out he has one of the title of the Kung Fu Masters. So while the other Kung Fu Master is like, you guys are like foreign people, you guys don't you guys are foreign people, there's no way you guys are well versed in martial arts. Like foreign martial arts are a barbarian thing. My God. And then like yeah, just from that, and then turns out like they revealed that one of them was actually like the one who has like grabbed like the king of mountain or something. So it's like, oh, I see. So it was like when he was like his opponent was like mocking him. He was like, huh, yeah. Then I will beat you with your own kung fu. If you think kung fu is so great, I will use it against you.
Okay.
My God. Yeah, I don't know why. Like martial art series always are always a pleasure to read when it somehow involves like the whole kung fu culture. I guess I think like one of my favorite manga growing up is actually called Kung Fu Boy. Did you know this
Okay.
thing? Yeah. I don't know why. Like that's like one of my obsession as a child was not to be a ninja or be like a warrior or a mage that can shoot lightning or anything. I wanted to do that. That one guy in one of Jinmi's rifle. He has this thing called like the spinning stick.
What?
So like basically he fights mostly with a stick. No, it's not a stick, right? Like at that moment you call it whatever. It's a stick.
It's
and
a
then
stick. Okay.
and then it's a stick. So, and then like his best move is basically he was able with very minimal movement. He is able to kind of he with very minimal movement, and he is able to hold the stick really stably. But he is also at the same time he spins it so that when it hits something, it doesn't even only deliver like damage from the impact, but also from the stick spinning. Basically, the rotation of the stick, giving it even more force to pierce opponent's defense. Then I got that is so badass.
That makes no sense.
Yeah, it is a little bit hard to it's a little bit too hard to explain me also because because of course like because they are all Chinese, so all the how to say like the moves name are all in Chinese, right? So
Right, yeah.
when because I'm reading like the Indonesian version, I of course everything is translated to Indonesian. So when I don't know like what they are called in English, because like even Chinmi's strongest attack was like called like the kung fu to destroy opponent's ribs. The rib destroying punch.
I can kind of imagine.
Yeah, I guess it's
I can kind of imagine how it's spelled.
yeah. Yeah. I think that one is still that is still how to say it still stays even with the translation somehow. And then like there's the one finger kung fu. Like it is
Okay.
it is the technique that is like not the strongest, but it's basically like in a way it's his strongest defense because it's basically when your opponent, it's kind of also related to the Newton law, kind of like action equals reaction. So basically when your opponent tries to hit you like with a really strong force, you just apply a really small force to them so that the force of their action kind of like becomes is cancelled by the force of their reaction. And then because you are exerting really little force, then the damage to you is much smaller. Kind of thing. I don't think that that's how it works, but actual collision, but yeah. This is Kung Fu we are talking about. We can recon bullshit a little bit.
Yeah, I'm trying to understand so hard what's going on.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just a fun series. Yeah, what else did I read as a child? Oh yeah, and then like speaking of like what I have as a child, like finally remembered like my other topic, which we'll probably just talk another day because I still have to keep this for an actual presentation because I promise you I will give you a presentation on Indonesia, right?
Okay.
Yeah, I will present them next week. So probably I'm going to present it like on the same day. Yeah, on the same day as when this episode is out. So I'll probably have to do it in case my colleagues listen to the podcast and they will probably get spoiled. What should I probably do?
Okay.
Yeah. Because like I guess like you gave me like the podium to speak about Indonesia. Like they gave me 10 minutes. And then like, you know, my thesis presentation, which they gave me 15 minutes for, I made like 17 slides. And then this presentation about Indonesia, which they gave me 5 minutes for, if I recall correctly, I made 30 slides.
Bruh.
Yes, that's like, yeah. And then like with this 30 slides, I think I barely covered everything. So probably the one in the podcast will be like the actual, like the cream of the crop, like the actual the actual content. My goodness. But it's the word content is also like feels really dirty, isn't it? Like, oh, content. This is just content. Feels like something that is supposed to be really good, but now, yeah, it's just content, isn't it?
Yeah, if you can use your work as content, why not?
Exactly. Because like, yeah, our friends from Nexus Podcast, whose question we will be reading after this, they are taking like a break, right? Like who is yeah, they are taking a break over the Christmas.
Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah. I didn't watch the newest episode, but listen, but haven't got the time yet.
Yeah, actually just got the time to listen to them yesterday. It is always a pleasure. Don't know, maybe I just like the British accent. Because like I think that's
But,
also that's probably
enough. Like at least 2 of them aren't British.
Oh yeah. I mean from Italy, right?
Yeah, I believe so. And then Harry is from somewhere else. I actually can't remember. I'm so sorry, Harry. But
Harry, if you are listening, you can tell us in the comments where you are from. Not that will affect anything. I mean, like we are both not from Europe. If that is not obvious. Oh my goodness.
So yeah, it's funny. That's funny enough. Yeah.
Yeah, and then like I was like contemplating on my way back from Essen. It's like, oh, who is the genius guy who said that we will not have any breaks, like any. Like we will have constantly one episode every week. Even if we are late, we will release one episode. Although to be fair, there are some weeks that I think we were that late that actually like the episode kind of like got pushed and it became kind of like how to say, it took like 2 weeks for that episode to come out because I think like the previous episode came out at on a Monday, and then the next episode came out on next week's Friday. So it took like basically like 10 to it's basically take almost I can't count.
I can't math.
I can't math now. It's almost 10-11 days for the next episode to come out, right? So it's like, it's basically 2 weeks after the previous episode. But yeah, technically speaking, we never miss a week after we started doing it weekly. Before that, we kind of wanted to do it monthly, but it's like doing it monthly is actually more. It's harder, right?
Yeah, it's like you can't keep up with the pacing, and then it's just also 1 month is too less because like then you will have a lot of things you want to talk about.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, like now that we're doing weekly, I think it might be stretching out a little bit, but it's fine.
Yeah.
You can kind of manage that.
Yeah, I mean, like, thank goodness we are not like exclusively like a podcast about one topic, although
No, but like, here's the thing. It was supposed to be about one topic, but because we're doing it weekly, it slowly drift into just any kind of bullshit.
Yes. Is it though? But yeah, I think like it's kind of endearing to see like how the Nexus podcast has also grown over the course of their 10 episodes. Now they wanted to do other stuff as well. But yeah. Because like we are from the other side of the fence, right? Like we do the other stuff first and then we start the podcast. It's like I think the first time we actually collab with each other is, I think it's the World Clash, right? Like when we actually make a content together. Because I needed a judge and then like I asked the World of Cards and then they were like, don't think we can do that. So like, I need to ask someone who I know and know better than me. And then Ayumu appeared as if he's descending from heaven. I can help you.
Bruh.
My God.
Stop, that's so cringe.
Yeah. Yeah. Ooh. My
yeah,
goodness.
actually, how do we even start it? I mean, I was first talking to you about because you were doing the tournaments.
Oh yeah, think so. Yeah, I think that is. I think we kind of wanted to plan like a joint tournament, and then like in the end, it never gone through. My goodness. I think it's the way we met. It's mostly the tournament in my server, and then we just talk a lot after that, and then then I wanted to do this thing called World Clash. I need a judge, and then you came over. That's like unlike Yuru's side of things, where most of the participants will be able to speak Japanese. Our side mostly speaks English, so we need an English-speaking judge.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm just bad chatting.
Oh my God, he's looking for the receipt. My God. But I guess it's probably because it's like the end of the year mood, right? Like that's why they are also reminiscing, and then like the one question that they were able to answer so eloquently, and then like the one that when I try to ask that to myself, but I can't really find the answer to, is like, which one of the 10 episodes that you have done, which one is your favorite episode?
Do you remember how many Indomie you ate in your life?
Exactly. Each of the Indomie that you had in your life is going to be amazing, but is there any single one that you remember more than the other? Probably your first. But yeah, the first.
I can't remember the first time I had Indomie.
True. I also never remember that. I think my most memorable Indomie is the Indomie that I had, like, I even can recall like which Indomie I felt like the best more than which episode that I like best, because like it was the one where it was like from my hometown in Surabaya to Jakarta. Like you can basically like go there with car. There's the land road between them, and it's like 300 kilometers away. So you basically have to stay in you have to basically stop in rest areas along the road, right? And then there was this one rest area that is not even fully built yet. They only have like one tent that sells Indomie. And then like I think at that day I was like really knackered, and then I was really hungry. Although I was just sitting on the back, but yeah, you know, as a kid, it's the sitting down doing nothing. It's the most. It is way more tiring than actually doing something, right? So yeah. It's like I was knackered from this because like we have been in the car whole day, can't do anything. I can't play my Game Boy. We don't have a phone at that time, so it's like, what can I do? And then like we stop at this one rest area that is like barely built, and there's only one tent that sells Indomie. And then like my mom just brought me down, and then she bought me like one of the soup Indomie. which I would argue, which people will probably fight me because like when they say Indomie is usually like the dry one, right?
Yeah.
Like the mie goreng one, and then like
Yeah.
I think my favorite is still like the chicken curry one, so the soup one. This I don't think it's available overseas though, so you have to import it. You have to get it from like an import store that has them. And then it is the one that I had in that rest area is the special chicken flavor. So this is a really undescript name, but yeah, at that moment. I only remembered the feeling that it was like the best Indomie that I ever had in my life, and I never lived that high anymore. Even though they have now have been trying to be a little bit more explorative, they have been trying to create new flavors and everything. They even have like premium lineups in at some point. I think at some point they even have like a really like gigantic portions, so they call it like the Indomie Jumbo, and then they marketed it as like, because like one of the important element in like the dry version of Indomie is the fried onion, and then they said like, yeah, so the fried onion, the crispy fried onion that you really like, we are going to give you 8 times more crunchiness, 8 times more contents of the fried onions. Oh, so it's just I mean like they just pattered it in it. Just pattered it, and then they give you more. So basically it is more batter than onion, so it's it's way more unhealthy. But that was...
I hate thick batter onion rings so much. Like onion rings, the essence is that it's supposed to only have a thin layer of batter, and then you literally tasting the onion, not the other way around. Too many times I ate onion rings, and I only ate the batter. Like if you try to dissect that onion ring, you're gonna get out a line of onion, just like thin as your hair.
My goodness. Oh yeah, because like the more you cook, the thicker it is, you need to cook it longer, and then like more water escapes the onion, and then it's going to be smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. My God.
Yeah, but like it's so hard to find like actual good onion rings.
Yeah, certainly. I don't think I really tasted onion ring that I actually like really enjoyed, because especially in Indonesia, it is really easy to find one that are just really oily. So yeah, not really a fun experience in eating it, is it?
Yeah. So no, it's not just oily or not. It's just like I order onion rings not to eat the batter.
True.
I want to eat the onion.
Yes. Exactly. My God. But yeah. On a more serious note, I tried to scroll down through our episodes, and yeah, I actually can't recall anything of what we might have talked in that episode. I think it's also a matter of me being a really old guy, and I always name our episodes kind of with a poetic name, if you may. So it's kind of like, there are some descriptive names, but they've been like breaking down BSS Zero to false gods. It's like, I really stretched that into a podcast episode, didn't I? Breaking down BSS Zero to... Yeah, that's that's my one and only time I'll probably allow Amamiya in the channel without you. Yeah. No, just kidding. It's we don't hate him yet. My God. Yeah, what to... Oh, yeah. I think I remembered, like, because I wanted to prepare this answer in advance. I think, like, this probably a bias because I'm the one editing the podcast, but it's like, I think it's going to be our first live episode.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, because it's like the first time I actually did something that is not just that is not just okay. I mean, like our first maybe 2 or 3 episodes, we still kind of like wanted to edit it a little bit, kind of focus on some topics. I think until episode 3 or 4, kind of wanted to just make sure that okay, this is what we want to talk about. So if there's anything that is like totally unrelated to that, let's cut that out. Let's cut down all the silence. And then I just realized then it's kind of like defeats the purpose of our podcast, isn't it? It's kind of like the unplanned topics. It's kind of like the build up the silence. The silence is the build up. So it's like, yeah, it's kind of like, yeah, cutting down those things kind of like defeats the purpose of the podcast, right? Unless it's really egregious, like the one where we got disconnection, then yeah, that's probably I'll just cut it. But yeah, it's also not fun because like some of our disconnection, it's really bad. It's Ayumu just turned into a robot, so it's kind of like I kind of wanted to make that into a running joke because it's like, actually Ayumu is not real. This is I just use a bot that has his voice, and then like Ayumu is somewhat just okay with me using his voice.
But like when you say that, then like you're still suggesting that there's a person called Ayumu existing.
Oh.
So like I'm technically still real, just not by your side.
Wait,
language, motherfucker.
Why am I alone in this room? My goodness.
Oh my god, you reminds me of the recurring jokes between Fu and Moko.
Oh yeah.
Mokoko is not real.
It's okay, Mokoko. The accident is not your fault. My. No, Boa is right here beside me as she wears her makeup. Her alternate makeup. Oh my god. Isn't she a really talented talented streamer? She can control 2 avatars at the same time and then make them look subtly move a little bit differently.
Wait, what?
And then it's kind of like the joke, right? Because like one of them doesn't exist, so like the other one is like they just skillfully move between the models and then like controls each model, and then the movement looks distinct. But that's why they kind of sing with each other, isn't it? Because like if the movement is like totally the same, then you kind of then you know that they are both controlled by the same person, right?
Oh yeah, true, yeah. Oh yeah, like true, like Fu and Moko, like they always in sync. It's like it's actually amazing.
Yeah.
Like I do wonder if like twins are always like that. Oh, actually, have I mentioned that I was supposed to have a twin brother?
Oh, okay. So this is a dark story.
I mean, I wouldn't really call it dark, but apparently, according to the doctor, I kind of absorbed him while we were still in the tummy. So,
are you moving the Junie darkness guy from when he is a fetus? My twin brother was not worthy of this world, so I absorbed him. I got his powers.
Yeah, but like that's why I ended up with an extra pair of rib bones and an extra trachea.
I see.
Yeah, but I already mentioned that story before, so I'm not gonna repeat it here. But yeah.
But yeah, our bodies are just weird.
Yeah, but like, if he had survived, like my life would have been so much more different. Like right now, it's because my little brother came in later, so that's why my parents would have enough resources and enough time to build up the money to also raise another child. But like if we were born as a pair, then like the money will be more scarce for my parents to handle. Yeah.
Oh my god, it's the good earth all over again.
Sorry?
It's the good earth all over again.
The
You
good
remember
at all?
that the Chinese novel, The Good Earth? But yeah,
No.
I will let you, I will tell you again later. But yeah, if you are asked, like if you are asked like which episode between the 43 that we have made so far, is there anything that you particularly fancy? Is there any? No. Yeah, I think we have went out of the way too much in a way.
Yeah, it's like this is more like a weekly chat for us. Like you have people meeting out at a cafe with a cup of coffee every week. Instead, we meet on Discord every week.
Yes. It's not like we are lonely. If anything, it's the only interaction that I can handle for the week. Like once we are done with the podcast, I wouldn't be able to talk to other people. It's like, I have to go out today. No, I already met Ayumu this week. I can't handle another person. My goodness.
I mean, that was me before Saga started. Like I was just so low energy on everything. It's like, oh, today I'm gonna do this one thing and then like that's it. I've done enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, but now that I've started Saga, like there are a lot more things that I have to maintain to, well, first of all, continue my interest on this game, and also secondly to also make sure I have time to develop other things, so that it wouldn't happen in the case where when Saga ends, and now it just comes out and it's like, what the fuck did I do? What the fuck did I learn? Now I still have no skills, like stuff like that. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm like 10 years playing the card game. What did I learn?
Nothing.
No, I think like yeah, because like I even now that it hits me, because like I think I played card games from when I was like 13 or 14, so it's been 16, 17 years. My god. Yu-Gi-Oh! B2 you like that, man. But yeah, speaking of like other card games that we want to chat into. Don't know why because like I am easily influenced by the media that I watch, right? That is why I've been avoiding watching the Vanguard anime. Because like I know if I watch a little bit too much, I will want to jump in the game, and I love the game, so while I'm out, I want to stay out. If I go back there, I will spend too much money on it again. Which I already did with Saga and Battle Spirit, so let's not start the third one. But yeah, I think like lately, because I think YouTube thinks my interest is with card games. Like Yu-Gi-Oh! Is one thing. If I really wanted to play Yu-Gi-Oh!, I can just play Master Duel. Yeah, so that is not a problem. But the problem is, I've been suggested lots of Magic the Gathering contents. Yeah, that will be way less fun playing it online, isn't it? Because like the ones that I've been suggested to are like Commander, like the Elder Dragons Highlander format, so the Commander format. So like Commander is like, actually like it has an interesting story, because like it started as the Elder Dragons Highlander. So it is a format that is like developed by the players, and then it was later adopted officially as the Commander format.
Interesting.
Yeah, that is why, even though like the format is called Commander, lots of people still call it like the EDH, the Elder Dragons Highlander. So yeah, that is what I learned in my 15 years of playing card games. But yeah. But yeah, I think like the appeal of it, especially like the casual ED, the CEDH. So they even name the format like casual, like they put casual EDH on it. It's more into the interaction, right? So there's politics involved. So it's basically less of actually playing card games and more like playing a glorified Monopoly. So the game can end pretty quickly, or it can last the whole night. But you kind of like do it with a friend group that you enjoy chatting with. Probably has some snacks, some drinks, alcoholic or not, doesn't really matter. But yeah, you are there for the fun time, not really for the game. Yeah, maybe for the gameplay, but yeah, the gameplay is like you are more there for the interaction that the gameplay provides instead of like the gameplay itself.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
But then again, yeah, it is also like the one that most like of my older friends try to sell me more, because like with, especially if you come from Japanese card games, like the fear is always like, okay, your card will be power creep, and then your old cards will not be as useful anymore, right? Like because I've played Vanguard, it's rung really hardly, especially during the Legion era. Legion era is like pretty terrible, because like now you have like this all this break right combos, and then now anything is just power crap by Legion basically. And then now suddenly like no one wants to ride to grade 3 first, because like riding grade 3 first will basically puts you in a really big disadvantage.
How so?
Because you can only perform Legion when your opponent is grade 3.
Oh, right. Yeah, okay.
So if you ride grade 3 first, then your opponent can Legion on their first turn riding grade 3. So it's like... And then that happens again in Stride. So it's like, how can they ever power creep Legion, right? Like Legion is way too broken. They cannot power creep this. And then they introduce Stride. Of course. It's power creep Legion.
But then like it can power crap Stride.
Yeah, how can you power crap Stride? You just cancel the game. God
You
damn
just
it.
reboot the game. Yeah.
My God.
Oh my God! I just hate Vanguard so much. Oh God. Yeah, just to tell the audience, like a few days ago, a week or two ago, I felt like, I want to try Vanguard again, and then we took out the starter decks, which I actually got for free in convention. Like basically they hand us an iPad, like because I was visiting the Bushiroad booth, and then they hand us an iPad. It's like you feel this query, you feel this
questionnaire.
Yeah, that's the word. Yeah, you fill in this questionnaire and we'll give you one free starter deck. So it's like, sure, I'll do that. And then my little brother also did that. And then so like he just gave me his starter deck as well. So I have 2 different starter decks for Overdress. So like a few days ago, it's like, oh yeah, I want to try playing that again. Feels pretty fun, especially since I'm interested in the Mygo deck right now in the format, because I really love the anime. And then in the last turn, especially since Theo is playing the one that can check the deck top.
Yep.
And he checked the deck top, he put it back, attack. He opened an over trigger in 2 to 3 triggers, and then there was still another critical trigger or something like that. I was like, guess I'll die.
I think what happened is basically I check an over trigger and then 2 blanks, because I have a triple drive. Like over trigger, blank, but like, okay, so now one of my rear guard has like 10,000 like 10 million power. I'll attack. And then
so
of course,
dumb.
Yeah. Of course Ayumu already uses perfect guard. So okay.
The perfect guard, Oh yeah, you have to open it from the rear guard as well, not even from the vanguard. It's fucking
And then my over trigger gives all of my rear guard drive check, and then all of my rear guard are grade 3. So they have twin drive.
What the hell?
My God.
So stupid. It's like basically you can see the pattern is that okay, we need to solve the problem of like the disadvantage of riding grade 3 first. Okay, we have persona ride. I mean, that's fine. That's actually fine. Like I think it's a good balance.
Yeah.
Oh, but now the opponent has the disadvantage of riding the grade 3 late. What do we do? Oh, let's just make this 1/50 chance of an over trigger that can make him flip the board around.
And then
Fucking need this, man.
yeah. And then that is still not broken enough. So how do we do that? We remove 5 cards that you will 4 cards that you will write, and then now the chance is 1 in 46.
Jesus Christ.
And then how do you ensure that the villain how do you ensure then that the villain can check the over trigger at the right time and fucks up the protagonist, right? Did you know the main villain's gimmick is basically you put your over trigger inside your right deck? So your right deck has 5 cards. Yes, your right deck has 5 cards instead of 4. Yeah, so 0, 1, 2, 3, and then your over trigger. And then basically when your largest vanguard attacks, which is a grade 10 by the way, so it needs to be ridden by the grade 0's ability. And until then, you kind of have to take your opponent's. You kind of have to take everything on face. And then once you reach your grade 10, there is like one certain mechanic that if you do the effect, then you basically just activate your over trigger outright. My goodness. And then like the other gimmick of the deck is this thing called the Dragon Tree marker, which basically if your rear guard is on a circle with the Dragon Tree marker, then they just gain 5,000 for free during your turn. I think like even during opponent's turn, I'm not sure, but that's basically they gain 5,000. It's like, so you're gaining all of your rear guards like permanently has a 20,000 boost. And if your vanguard attacks, it is guaranteed to be an over trigger. Okay. Yeah. So that is. This
is so dumb.
Yeah. And you know what? My goal for the short time that it has been out, it was in tier 1. I think it's still in tier 1 anyway. Even after like after that they introduced back Dominate, which is basically their mind control mechanic. My goodness. Yeah, mind control always sounds fun in theory, but like when it actually happens, just like who does this card belongs to? Like when this ability triggers and who triggers this? Does it consider as your opponents or is it considered as yours? My God. I think that is why they just banned the Chihuahua. Forgot his name. Oh, Keruberus in Battle Spirits. Just don't want to deal with it. Especially with the contract spirits. My God. Thank goodness they did that. I mean, like you mentioned, if you're in the final and then it's like 10 minutes left, 5 minutes left on the clock, and then your opponent has 1 more life than you, and then they just put out Kerberos. And then you basically kind of waste the time asking the judge like, what the fuck does this card do? Like, if it takes control of my Shrek, what happens? What is this bullshit? Yeah, I still remember my mind being frozen when they explain like how the interaction between Grandwalker Aphrodite, what is that, symphonic harp, melodic harp, and then melodic harp, and then like the what is the cost 5 Gundam again?
Cost 5 Gundam?
Yeah.
What Gundam?
The cost 5 Toto Gundam.
Oh,
the ultimate.
Oh, that thing.
Yeah, that thing.
That thing.
That thing that when it comes out, it always fucks us up and then it just disappear. My god.
Wait, which thing?
Ace Archive is the cost 7. My god, it's...
Cost 7?
Cavalry Energy. Yeah, my god.
okay.
Cavalry Energy, the cost 5.
Okay, yeah.
It's like Cavalry Energy gives all of your ultimates protection against ultimate, right?
Against Spirit and Nessus, but yeah.
Nexus, yeah, Spirit and Nexus, sorry.
Yeah.
And then Grand Walker Aphrodite is a Nexus, so you can't negate its effect from the beginning and take control of it. But there is a yellow magic called Melodic Harp, which targets one opposing spirit or ultimate and negates its effect until the end of the turn. So, if you, during your main step, if you target Cavalry Energy with it, then the protection from Nexus will disappear. So when you start the attack step, you will be able to take control of it with Grand Walker Aphrodite. It should have stopped there.
Sorry?
It should have stopped there, and then now, okay, Grand Walker Aphrodite, on top of controlling something, it also gives the protection from other effects, right? So now, energy is being protected from Melodic Harp's effect. So now its Nexus protection can fire again, and then now, I think in the end, like the answer is much more simple. But like the moment I heard it, it's like, so this negation is being negated. So because it's unaffected by other effects, so Melodic Harp doesn't apply. So now energy has its protection back, and then what happens now?
Wait, what?
Yeah, because like I think like what I heard was like, okay, so you negated energy, so you take control of it with Aphrodite, right? And then Aphrodite has an effect that makes the target also unaffected by any other effects except for Aphrodite's effect.
Yeah.
So like and then it cancels the Melodic Harp's effect, and then now energy has this protection from Nexus back.
Oh my god.
Yeah, in that case, I think it's protected in the end, right? But
Actually, let me read.
Yeah, because like I just remember like someone asked about that to the service.
Okay, so because the wipe effect, and the attack are at the same time, so you will still make him attack the opponent. But after it starts attacking, it just gets its effects back.
I see. So that's a little bit clearer. But my god, the reason why all that happened is like you are negating your own negation. What is this interaction? What is the level of interaction? Is this Yu-Gi-Oh?
No. There's also this other case where, like, you know, the digital like Crimson or something like that. That says like on attack, against spirit/Nessus immunity.
Okay.
So what would happen? But this is the weird part of battle spirits, because like after you negate the effect, supposedly they shouldn't be able to activate any effect.
Yeah.
But no, apparently, immunity prioritizes first. So you attack against the Nessus immunity.
Okay.
So it disables Aphrodite's whole effect.
Okay.
And then now it can activate that on attack effect.
Oh my god. And who gets to use the when attack effect? Like, who is the target now?
The opponent.
So he can discard your hand.
Yeah. So it will be the opponent activating his when attack effect on you. But the attack is towards themselves.
Oh my god. What is this 7 layers of fuckery we are dealing with? My god.
Yeah, and it's going to happen to everything with AT field.
Oh my god. So you're saying to me that if I control an opposing, oh no, unit 13 doesn't have an AT field, so it will not be. Thank goodness. Thank goodness it doesn't have a fucking AT field. But I think like if I take control of like Eva 01, then they can refresh it and banish one of their hands. Why would they want to do that though?
Yeah, why would they want to refresh themselves? Well, I mean, actually they would, because like they want another blocker, but yeah, especially since like they wouldn't be returned to the deck bottom.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because like any attack effects last until after the end of battle effects. So yeah.
Yeah. Oh, my head hurts. I was glorifying unplanned content, but this is the pain of having unplanned content. My head hurts. But at least we have sort of planned content today, because because as we have mentioned earlier, we have a question from our friends at the Nexus podcast, which is a question from us. What is your favorite PS card and how would you bring it or adapt it over to PSS?
Trickster!
I knew it! I knew it! The moment I read that question, I have not a single thought in my mind that will have been your answer. And you did not disappoint. My god. But how would you bring Trickster into PSS then? Like, would you bring her as S or?
Well, I mean,
we have to.
I mean, to be fair, I think Trickster being as she is good enough for Saga. Because like we still haven't had any card that can retrieve any magic cards. So I think just importing her like that would be good enough. So for those who don't know, so Trickster is basically a bunny girl. No, she's not a fairy. She's just a normal girl with bunny ears and a fluffy tail. And then she's a yellow card, 6 costs, 3 reductions. On summon, return 1 magic card to hand. That's it. That's literally the effects. I mean, she kind of got a renewed version, which makes her become a burst spirit. But that's probably still too early for Saga.
Yeah.
But yeah, like if we can get that, this game would be fun.
Oh my god, the Kei deck will trying even more.
I'm so gonna throw 1 copy into the K deck. It's like, yes, I'm just gonna loot my fucking Confetch, man.
Yeah.
No. The best part is that you use Trickster, you take back the Confetch, and then you dump 1 of each color spirit, and then you summon K, take them all back.
What is this mockery? Yeah, I think I'll put some.
Yeah, so I don't think I actually don't think any effect like that will come in soon. Like, like core fact aside, the fact that you can loop Ice Shield from that is like just make it very broken.
Yeah, I think it will be there once the Orm. Yeah, if it's going to be there, it's probably going to be more limited. I think like they have like Angel Throne and Clavez, right? Both which are really limited only to yellow with certain costs. So maybe.
I mean, you can always limit the cost.
Yeah.
Like, for example, to say return a non-cost for a magic card. I mean, that kind of works.
Higher.
Yeah, exactly. That also works. Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, you can only retain probably Dream Bomb. Like the most threatening will probably be Dream Bomb and Exhaust Nexus. And Nexus
at this point, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Burning Force as well.
Oh yeah. God damn it! I forgot the existence of that card. I really need to go back to practice now. I've been neglecting my practice. Although my friends from Greece are already extending a really great helping hand. My god. But yeah, I think like
Yeah.
because I think I answered mine. I answered mine in the comments, but I will probably elaborate a little bit more. Was kind of wanted to make a whole video on it now, just to kind of like detail like all the game design that I will probably want to put inside the card. But yeah, because like when you put aside all the divas and the yellow cards, I think my favorite card would still be the Overshine deity, Shining Dragon Overray.
Overray.
Yeah, which is thematically it works with briefs, which is a card type that is not currently available in Saga.
Mm-hmm.
So how would I implement it in Saga without implementing briefs? Is I think it's also helpful that in Battle Spirits they have these things called like the Sword Incarnates, which is basically like the soul of the sword themselves holding their own body. So yeah, I was thinking like, okay, so then the braves you can just implement them as the incarnate spirits, and then so basically Overray would to kind of strengthen the teaming. It will probably be like Nova, so it will be an Ascend spirit. And then if for the Ascend cost you sacrifice a spirit with Shining Dragon in its name, so it can be either the normal Shining Dragon, or if they bring out the Shining Dragon Arc, then you can bring out two of the incarnate spirits from your hand to your field without paying the cost. And then how do we implement the briefs? So then the spirits will the incarnate spirits will have an effect that basically you can exhaust them, and then they will give Overray for that turn their effects and also their status. So basically their BP, their symbols. And then but I think to kind of limit it, then it will be an effect on the Overray itself. It will be something like a raid. So in that case, you can kind of like implement Brace without pretty much spreading it to every single cards in the game. So then the Sword Brave Spirit like Shining Dragon Arc, they can quote unquote brave with one of the incarnate spirits. So you exhaust, they have an effect that okay, you can exhaust one incarnate spirits, gain the status, and then gain a certain effects that they are giving to the brave spirit.
Mm-hmm.
And so basically Overray, since thematically it gives all of your Swordmaster spirits to Braves. Okay, so now if you have Overray in your field, all of your Swordmaster can activate this effect twice. Then yeah, I think then even with that, it will you'll probably then have just a really simple attack for each brave that the spirit have. You destroy one opposing spirit with a certain amount of BP, maybe 6,000 or lower. I think at that point it's still good enough. Yeah. Then maybe the anything be above 6,000, then the brave can do something about it. Maybe destroy one with the highest BP. So yeah, that's my take on it. I think with that, yeah, that way it wouldn't be permanent. So when it came back to your turn, then maybe you can just use Burning Force to destroy the Braves without actually inventing card that exclusively only target Braves. Yeah. How do you like it? Yeah.
Alright, I guess it's kind of like I had a similar concept with the upcoming Evangelion cards. So like, I was thinking what would happen is it's possible like that the pilots would be Braves. No, not Braves, sorry, spirits.
Oh, yeah.
Spirits.
Okay.
I mean, they can be necessary, but they can also be spirits with 0 cost to maintain on the field. But obviously they can't attack or block. And then like the Evangelion will have something like, when you have this pilot on the field, then you can activate these additional effects.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually it really made big sense, especially since I forgot whether I've told you this, but before Battle Spirits got back in Indonesia, there is a one Bandai game that actually got pretty popular. Just a Gundam. Fuck, which iteration of Gundam was it again? I think it's Gundam Cross Wars. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry, but yeah, it's the last Gundam game that that's like a full TCG, because I think like after that they have like one more game, but it's like hybrid, half TCG, half like a mobile game kind of thing. And then yeah, so in that game, that's basically how that pilot works. So basically, the mobile suits, they can just stay on the field on their own, but if you have the pilots, then you can tap them, and then the mobile suits will gain an extra effects.
Yeah, probably get something like that, yeah.
Yeah, which now that I think about it, it works kind of like how Tamer works in Digimon as well. Although like Tamer kind of like works kind of independently of the Digimon, so the Digimon itself, they are not really reliant on their Tamers. But like the Tamers are pretty crucial, because they kind of give you like an extra memory, so you can basically have more action within your turn, or basically limit what your opponent can do in their turn, right? Yeah. So they are still important, but they are not like directly related to, okay, so if whether the performance of the Digimon themselves are not really affected by whether you have a tamer or not. It's more like if you have a tamer, then your overall game play will be much smoother. But then again, I only played one demo game so far, and I misplayed against this cat, and then I got beat up really badly.
Oof.
My god, yeah. I forgot that I could have just attacked one more time, and then like, yeah, I could have won the match, and then I threw it all away. It happens. At least I didn't lose in the BSS demo. As petty as it is, I can't let myself lose in my own game. But yeah, before I went to another tangent, so that is basically the spirits that I and Ayumu would want to bring to BSS. Hope you guys hope it answers your question. But if you guys are curious about others, you can ask again. Why not? Give us like your second best.
We need content.
Give us your second best. But yeah, the last tangent I want to get into is, have I told you the story that during Spill, I was lining up for the PSS tutorial, because I also kind of wanted to know like how they are doing it, like how the distributors are doing the tutorial.
Okay, yeah.
And then I was seated at one table with 3 other participants, and then I basically came during like the shift change, so like the staff were quite busy with handing it over with the next staff. And then like the person sitting across me, he just asked me like, "You know how to play this game, right? Can you just teach us now?" I was supposed to be I was also supposed to be a newbie here, but
I love how they just recognize you.
Yeah.
Help us, please.
Oh, I got my cover was blown. They know that I am not a newbie. No, I just learned Battle Spear Saga today, of course. I should have answered that. My god. But yeah, I guess thanks to that, hopefully they were able to kind of have more interest in the game. A little bit too bad that they actually live a little bit in the rural area, so it's not like we might meet each other anytime soon. So yeah, it's a little bit too bad, but if you are that guy and you are listening, just leave us a comment. Maybe we can meet again one day. But yeah, now that as I promised, I have finished my last dungeon. If you have a question like the guys at the Nexus podcast, or if you want us to elaborate on a certain topic, or if you guys want us to be a little bit more focused in speaking about PS or PSS, just let us know. Send us your questions, comments, and everything else to our email at therefreshsteppodcast@gmail.com. Or if you have been listening this on YouTube, you can also leave any of your questions in the comments below. So yeah, as my throat has been my brain has been obviously hurting, and I need a restart. And the Ayumu bot is also starting to overload itself. I guess that has been everything that we can share for this week. We hope that you guys have a nice week going forward, and we'll see you all in the next thing. Bye bye.
Bye.